It's the year 2123. Humanity has reached beyond the boundaries of its home planet, extending its grasp into the cold vastness of space. Mars, now the frontier of human colonization, bore the fruits of mankind's determination and technological mastery. The Seraphim, a marvel of engineering and a testament to human ingenuity, having just completed its routine cargo delivery to the Martian colony, was now setting course for Earth. Chapter 1: An Anomaly in the Void. Aboard the Seraphim, 3 astronauts served as the vanguard of this new era. Lillian Graves, the 33-year-old medic, carried an optimistic spirit that brightened the crew's darkest moments. Alan Stevens, the 42-year-old navigator, guided the ship with intelligence and caution, relying on his pragmatism to anchor the team. Luke Ferret, the 38-year-old technician, ensured the ship's smooth operation, his blunt humor providing levity in times of tension. The astronauts had grown close during their months-long journeys over the past years, their camaraderie forged in the crucible of shared challenges. Much of their voyage was spent in stasis, with the machine preserving their bodies in a delicate balance of life and slumber. Ava, the ship's advanced AI operating system, diligently maintained their well-being and Seraphim's functionality. It took the 3 approximately 4 days to regain their full neurological and muscular prowess. Following the prolonged stasis event, Eva cared for their recovery by providing medication, sustenance, and some trademark impersonal banter that you couldn't help but love, especially after a couple of months of space solitude and minimal human contact. Then it came time for socializing and wasting time, as the crew was waiting for Seraphim to take them close to the blue globe they called home. Soon, they were recounting the trials they had faced on Mars, their conversations punctuated with laughter and friendly jabs. Their laughter was interrupted by an urgent message from Eva. The ship's sensors had detected an anomaly in the void. Perplexed, the crew initially dismissed it as space debris, an ancient shipwreck, or a sensor glitch. Eva's math was too blunt, though, with no room for mistake. The sensors were operating at full capacity. There was no space debris or wreckage in that sector, and the incoming object appeared to change its path ever so slightly. Furthermore, it seemed to do that while ignoring the gravitational pull of nearby celestial bodies. The phenomenon was intriguing enough to cause a debate over whether to investigate or ignore the situation. Lillian argued for exploration, Alan urged caution, and Luke maintained neutrality. They had one option left, and that was to contact Earth with information on the finding and ask for guidance. The response was clear and informal, but still provided them with no clear solution. Act according to the situation, while keeping the ship and crew's safety in mind. With the power in their hands, the 3 decided to vote, and eventually unanimously agreed to approach the enigmatic object, driven by curiosity and a sense of duty. Chapter 2: A Brush with the Unknown. As the Seraphim cautiously advanced toward the unexplained object, Eva supplied crucial data concerning its course, dimensions, and other peculiarities. It soon became evident that the object was an immaculate black sphere, measuring roughly 13.5 feet across and weighing an estimated 350 pounds. Its glossy, polished surface and its unnervingly perfect form indicated an artificial origin. Then, you had the fact that the sphere parked next to their ship, going from a speed of several million miles per hour to 0 almost instantly. The crew used Seraphim's articulated arms to retrieve the sphere and drag it away in the containment area for closer inspection. Eva used its intricate sensors and probes to gauge the baffling object, hunting for any trace of menace or attributes that it could assess. The sphere seemed inert, devoid of any electrical or magnetic activity, but that didn't necessarily make it harmless. Despite its seemingly innocuous nature, an inexplicable unease permeated the atmosphere on board. It didn't take long for the crew and Eva to acknowledge defeat. Seraphim's systems simply weren't up to the task. A brief consultation with Earth concluded that the sphere should be quarantined on Altius, the massive three-body military orbital installation orbiting Earth, for a more comprehensive examination. Chapter 3. The Curtain Falls. Seraphim's short journey toward Altius was incident-free until the ship neared the station's effective docking range. It's at that point that the ship's maneuverability inexplicably faltered, and all communication with Earth and Altius ceased abruptly. The sudden and unexplained blackout immediately caused a feeling of unease and panic to build up, which wouldn't have normally been the case had it not been for the ship's alien cargo. The crew's anxiety intensified as the vessel started steering away from the space station on a direct course with Earth. The ship gathered speed fast, bypassing one of Altius's docking modules merely inches away. The crew was unaware of the frantic calls coming from Altius's operators, urging them to stop Seraphim, unaware of the situation. This means that they didn't expect the turrets firing in their direction and damaging the hull in the process. Standard procedure in case of breach of protocol. But there was no stopping Seraphim. The cargo ship was now a dead rock speeding through space, a bullet with Earth as its target. In their desperation and panic, the three were forced to confront the possibility that the sphere was responsible for their predicament. Somehow, it had infiltrated the ship's electrical systems, commanding the vessel and directing it on a collision course with Earth. Eva couldn't confirm or deny this theory since it too went offline along with the entire electrical system. Powerless to counteract the events unfolding, the crew could only bear witness to the impending catastrophe as they hurtled helplessly through the void. As the Seraphim sped towards Earth, the crew grasped the gravity of their discovery and the imminent threat it posed to all life on their home planet. The sphere's true objective was about to be revealed, and the destiny of Earth hung in a precarious balance. Chapter 4. Descent into Chaos. As Seraphim plummeted inexorably toward the planet, the crew gathered their composure for one final attempt to contact Earth. The goal was to relay crucial information about the sphere and warn their fellow humans of the impending calamity. But this was no easy task. There was no clear reason for the outage, and no clear solution to the problem, which means that the technician was going through living hell, while his crewmates were doing the best they could to restore communication. Yet, in spite of their valiant efforts, the ship continued its harrowing plunge, with the sphere maintaining its iron grip on the vessel's controls. Earth's surface loomed ever closer, and a sense of hopelessness began to suffocate the astronauts as they contemplated the potential havoc the sphere could wreak upon their world. Chapter 5. A Desperate Plea to Home. The Seraphim's enormous speed brought it into the Earth's atmosphere at breakneck velocity, with shields disabled and descending at a perilous angle. The crew scrambled to lessen the damage inflicted by the friction of re-entry, using extinguishers to put out the several small fires in the engine room. It then came as a complete surprise when the electrical systems came back online, just as the vessel squealed through the fiery atmosphere. The initial beep of the emergency system, exposing the irreversible damage to the life support machines, was quickly followed by Eva's soft and warm monologue.
A journey of millions of light years spanning across millennia. The object is essentially an advanced planet-forming apparatus, crafted by a long-extinct civilization. Source unknown. Extinction timeline unknown. The outer layer consists of an exotic alloy, sheltering millions of sentient nanobots. These appear able to alter the genetic code of any life form they come into contact with, ultimately transmuting them into unknown entities, most likely members of the same species that built the sphere. These viral agents have been genetically engineered to preserve the memories of the bygone alien species, but there's no telling to what degree. Essentially, the object is an interstellar terraforming and cloning device.
Eva ended its monologue as the ship was disintegrating in the Earth's incandescent atmosphere. Her words were falling on dead ears, though. The 3 crew members lay dead, suffocated by smoke and crushed by Seraphim's imploded infrastructure. Chapter 6: The Collision. The Seraphim, now fully enveloped by Earth's atmosphere, continued its relentless, harrowing descent. The vessel's hull groaned under the immense pressure and heat as its once impenetrable shields cracked and broke like a submarine crushed by the ocean's pressure. If the 3 would have still been alive, they would have witnessed with horror as their once proud ship succumbed to the onslaught, like a twig caught in a hurricane. Only Eva was still online, grasping at the final untouched electrical circuits as Seraphim was gasping for its last breath.
There is no stopping it,
Eva whispered, its voice devoid of any emotion.
The terraforming process is an extinction-level event. Nothing will survive so that something else can.
The last electrical sparks marked the death of Eva, as the Seraphim plummeted toward the western Polynesian island of Samoa. The full impact of the catastrophe began to materialize. The sphere, an ominous harbinger of destruction, threatened to irrevocably alter the fabric of life on Earth, casting a pall over the future of the human race. With a thunderous crash that echoed across the island, the Seraphim struck the ground, carving a massive crater in the once idyllic landscape. The impact sent shockwaves reverberating through the earth, a chilling testament to the power and force of the collision, with the ship exploding into a billion shards, turning into fire and dust. Through the maelstrom of twisted metal and smoke, the sphere emerged unscathed, its smooth, black surface seemingly impervious to the devastation that had consumed the ship and its crew. The relentless force of nature, which had claimed the lives of the brave astronauts, had failed to leave even the slightest mark on the enigmatic object. As the dust settled and the echoes of destruction faded into silence, the sphere began to reveal its true purpose, initiating a chain of events that would irrevocably alter the course of history. Chapter 7: The Dawning of a Sinister Age. In the wake of the cataclysm that had befallen the once peaceful island, the sphere now lay at the epicenter of devastation, its ominous purpose finally unfolding. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a fiery glow upon the wreckage, the sphere began to stir. The nanoshield broke into billions of tiny electronic insects that ran across the object's surface like a colony of black spiders. The alien spherical probe opened slowly, like a blooming black rose of death, revealing a multitude of prehensile tendrils, a thick, yellow gas, laden with DNA-infused viral agents, billowed forth from the appendices, filling the air with an ominous haze. As the gas diffused through the atmosphere, It sought out any living organisms in its path, poised to infect them with the genetic legacy of a long-extinct alien race. The alien artifact began an intricate and accelerated planetary metamorphosis, setting in motion an unstoppable chain reaction that would forever alter the course of Earth's evolution. The Earth's atmosphere, which once bred life into the landscape, was now glowing yellow death. Amidst the chaos of this new age, the memories of the lost alien race echoed through the minds of the infected, imbuing them with the knowledge and power of their creators. The rising sun bathed the dying remnants of the last human specimens living their last hours on the precipice of a reality forever changed by the sphere of God.